Hey Fremont family, my name's Tana Kinder. I'm one of the elders at our church, and I am doing a devotional today on the last chapter of 1 Timothy. This is again a letter that Paul wrote to Timothy to provide encouragement. Paul, as you know, was one of the leaders in the church, and he is providing instruction to Timothy, who is a believer, but he is newer in his faith. He's also, though, in a role of leadership. So this letter provides instruction to Timothy, but it also provides instruction to the church. This is, to me, is kind of like discipleship in action on a couple of different levels. The letter, this last chapter, has some instruction that may seem kind of unusual or puzzling to us, because he starts right off with giving instruction on how slaves should interact with their masters. I would suggest that we could look at this in terms of the role of an employee and employer. Anywhere where you are submitting to someone else who's in a place of leadership, the idea here is to represent Christ in the best light possible and to put your trust in Christ. And part of the way we do that and manifest our trust is by acting with the utmost of respect for others, no matter what their role is or who they are, because our trust is in Christ and our relationship with Him, and this is about the long game. The final outcome is to be with Christ forever and to glorify Him forever in heaven. So the focus, I think, is more on how we represent Christ in a way that is inviting and supporting to others, and it's encouraging to others, so that they know that there's something else going on here with us. He goes on to talk about the love of money, and that is, I think, pretty easy to understand even today. Resources, having what you need versus what you want, and when we lose sight of Christ because of things or because of wants, this is, I think, very, like I said, I think this is very important today, just as it was then. He goes on, though, and he gives Timothy a charge, and this is kind of like that whole, providing encouragement and challenging him in his role, his leadership role, and being aware of the community and anything that may be a stumbling block, false teachings. And he's definitely helping to encourage him and to provide wisdom and advice that is important. Again, I said that this to me is discipleship in action. Sometimes during our session meetings, we will have discussions about discipleship. Are we doing enough to equip our faith community to disciple one another? To reach out to others? What can we be doing better? This letter that Paul wrote to Timothy, he's giving advice on how to live a Christian life, how to be a good example, what to watch out for, and how to provide guidance and instruction to the church of Ephesus. As we wrap up this chapter of the letter, I want to encourage us to think about where we are in our walk with Christ. Could we be discipling others? Are we listening to those that are further along in their walk with Christ, or those that are in leadership? My challenge for you is to spend a little bit of time in prayer asking for clarity about where you are in your walk. Do you need to partner with someone that has a more mature faith? Or could you be discipling others who are newer to the faith? I hope that you find this helpful and that this does deepen your faith and relationship with Christ. Have a great Monday.